The answer is finally here, and it could change everything for the Raiders. Hold on tight, Raider Nation, because what we're about to reveal could turn this entire offseason upside down. While the NFL world watches the usual headlines, a quiet movement is brewing behind the scenes, and the Raiders may be about to pull off one of the smartest steals of 2025. From a potential reunion between a rising WR and a legendary coach, to troubling news about a $110 million investment, in a league where second chances are rare and opportunities come and go in the blink of an eye, the Las Vegas Raiders may be about to breathe new life into a rising talent many have written off. His name? Malachi Corley. His story? One of potential, pressure, and possibly redemption. Just a year ago, Corley was one of former Jets general manager Joe Douglas's most talked-about mid-round picks, a quick, elusive receiver from Western Kentucky who drew comparisons to Deebo Samuel for his explosive yards after the catch. But sometimes the NFL doesn't wait for development. It demands results now. And in New York, Corley's rookie season fell far short of expectations. 3 receptions, 16 total yards, and a brutal, devastating fumble that erased what would have been his first touchdown. That one play a moment that was supposed to define a new beginning became the scar that overshadowed his entire rookie season. From that moment on, Corley never fully regained the trust of the Jets coaching staff. Now, with a complete roster overhaul underway in New York by new head coach Aaron Glenn and general manager Darren "Moogie" Corley, finds himself buried on the reserve list, fighting for reps behind veterans like journalist David Latham of Last Word on Sports believes Las Vegas could be the perfect fit for the young receiver. He argues that the Raiders, who already have a top-notch rookie tight end in Brock Bowers and a reliable veteran wide receiver in Jacoby Myers, still lack the speed and playmaking ability that Corley brings. And under the guidance of head coach Pete Carroll, a coach known for turning underdog wide receivers into stars, Corley could finally become the player everyone expected him to be. Pete Carroll has a knack for elevating young receivers, Latham wrote. If Corley is released, don't be surprised if Carroll turns him into his next success story. It's more than just a match on paper. Corley's style, quick, fearless, and physical, fits perfectly with what Carroll has historically valued in his offensive guards. His acceleration after the catch, ability to break tackles, and spatial awareness could give the Raiders a dynamic weapon to complement Bowers and Myers. And with Geno Smith at quarterback, a quarterback familiar with using versatile tech, are making smart, low-risk, high-potential moves. Giving Corley a fresh start in an offense designed to help young talent thrive would be a prime example of that new philosophy. Picture this: a wide receiver group led by Myers, mentored by Bowers, and electrified by Corley's playmaking talent. It's not just intriguing, it could be dangerous. Especially in a division dominated by offensive firepower, the Raiders need every edge they can get. And Corley, if he's used well, could be one of the league's hidden gems. Of course, for that move to happen, the Jets would have to give up a player. But if that happens, the Raiders need to be first in line. Because in Las Vegas, where redemption stories are written every day, Corley could find the perfect stage to rewrite his own. And speaking of redemption, another big story is unfolding not on a fence, but in the trenches. One of the Raiders' biggest offseason investment, $110 million gamble on Dom Anansanau, has more questions than answers. What's really going on with Christian Wilkins? Let's find out the truth behind the boot, the surgery, and the silence that followed. When the Raiders offered Christian Wilkins a 4-year, $110 million contract, the expectations were clear: leadership, disruption, and dominance in the middle of the defense. But instead of headlines for sacks or tackles, Wilkins has become the center of concern, not for what he did, but for what he didn't do. Wilkins played in just 5 games in 2024 before suffering a broken foot in Week 5. Since then, he has been conspicuously absent from both voluntary and mandatory off-season programs. And now, after being spotted wearing a walking boot once again, the questions are intensifying. Is Wilkins progressing or regressing? The Las Vegas Review Journal's Vincent Bonsignore shed some light on what really happened, and it's more complicated than anyone imagined. Wilkins got hurt early in the game and kept playing until the team pulled him, Bonsignore said on the Vegas Nation podcast. He had surgery the next day. It was aggressive. They were hoping he'd be back for OTAs and minicamp. But clearly that didn't happen. Something went wrong during his rehab, and Bonsignore confirmed the setback. Originally, it was supposed to be 8 to 12 weeks, he explained. But he could have re-injured it or possibly broken a surgical screw. Either way, he's going to have to wait another 8 to 12 weeks. It's a worrying timetable, especially for a player whose contract is now one of the largest in franchise history. While the team insists Wilkins will be ready when needed, his absence this early in the offseason is hardly ideal for a defense that's undergoing major transitions. And just as fans come to terms with Wilkins' uncertain status, another concern looms large not in the trenches, but on the defensive end. A CBS analyst just laid out what he believes is the Raiders' most dangerous weakness. While Pete Carroll and John Spytek have been praised for rebuilding the Raiders with discipline and vision, not everyone is convinced the roster is ready to compete, and one respected voice has just sounded the alarm loud and clear. Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports issued a blunt warning. The biggest problem for Las Vegas isn't the offense, or even the trenches. It's the salary cap for cornerbacks, and that could be their undoing come 2025. My biggest concern is the secondary, Sullivan said. Specifically, the cornerback position. They don't have anyone really ready to play cornerback. One of the potential starters is a third-round rookie. This isn't just speculation, it's based on hard numbers. Last season, the Raiders tied for 5th in the NFL in touchdowns allowed. And while Jacorian Bennett has shown flashes in his first 2 years, he's still developing, and besides, the competition remains wide open. Pete Carroll is known for working magic with defensive backs, but this situation is unlike anything he's faced in Seattle. There's talent, but not enough experience. And in a division where quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert are the norm every week, that's a dangerous game to play. Carroll and Spytek opted to let go of expensive veterans in favor of younger, cheaper options. It was a calculated risk, one that could pay off if players like Bennett excel and others emerge in training camp. But what if they don't? The Raiders could be playing behind home plate all season. Should the Raiders give Malachi Corley another chance and unlock his true potential? Do you think Christian Wilkins will come back stronger and anchor our defense like never before? And will this new-look secondary surprise the AFC West this season? Let us know in the comments, what storyline are you most excited about for 2025? The Silver and Black is building something real, and your voice is part of that journey. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel, but later I will come back to update you with the latest news from the Raiders.